And we're getting more source-based information on the GST Council meet, where we are learning of how opposition-ruled states are demanding there should be no profiteering by companies. Benefits need to be passed on to consumers. States are seeking revenue protection, compensation plan that they say needs to be put in place so that states do not face massive revenue losses. Some BJP-ruled states that are also looking at revenue loss with change in GST slabs. However, the states that are ruled by the opposition parties, where the word coming in of how they're seeking a revenue protection plan and compensation plan that needs to be put in place, they say, so that states don't face massive revenue losses. Let me cut across to Aishwarya Paliwal to get further details of what's happening at the GST Council meeting and what are the opposition-led states saying.
Well, Sresha, let me tell you, for people like you and I, for the common man, this is a very crucial GST meeting that we are looking at. The reason being, we will see the prices of essential items coming down. But with that, there is also a lot of talk about the revenue loss that states will now have to bear. Let me tell you, when the first GST was being implemented, this is exactly what the opposition ruled states spoke about. But this time, some BJP ruled states also are pointing towards the fact that there could be revenue loss. So the central government now needs to make sure, the GST Council now needs to make sure that at least for the next 1 year or maybe 2 years, there's a clause that is put in. And during that clause, we will see how the state will actually help the states in overcoming this revenue loss. So this is something that is now being discussed. This is a meeting which will end tomorrow. Tomorrow night, rather, this is what we are understanding at the moment. And we will see these 2 slabs of the GST being implemented in maybe just a week's time. That's what the government at the moment is looking at. But yes, revenue loss, revenue compensation, and also the fact that if you are reducing the GST, then the companies need to make sure that they pass on the benefits to the consumers. That's also something that is now the focus of the GST Council meeting.
Oh yes, that is an extremely important point, and Aishwarya, I request you to stay on with us as we also tell our viewers the big scoop in India today that you just mentioned. New and reduced GST rates that may just come into effect starting midnight on September 5. Now, according to leading global consultancy firm PwC India, the recent GST Council decisions could well be implemented as soon as the 5th of September without waiting for the Navratri period as previously speculated. Meanwhile, the 56th GST Council meeting is underway in New Delhi, like we told you. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is chairing the 2-day session. State finance ministers are in attendance. On the table, big-ticket GST reforms, rationalization of rates, cutting down slabs and simplifying compliance. The government says the focus is clear. Structural reforms, rationalized rates and ease of living, all part of building an Atmanirbhar Bharat and making GST a simpler, more transparent tax system for inclusive growth. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had already called this the next generation of GST reforms on his Independence Day address, promising relief for the common man, for farmers, MSMEs and the middle class.
This will happen soon. Now, whether it will happen on 21st of September, one is also hearing that it could happen midnight on September 5th itself. That, of course, the council will decide, but it's very clear that it will happen within next few days. In let's say next 10 days or so is expected, and I will not rule out the possibility of it happening from midnight on September 5th. Even a lot of FMCG items under 18% could also come down to 5%, and that could mean toothpaste and shampoo and sort of hair oil and so on. And that's really the big one, right? I mean, for the common man. So it seems like we are heading for a big bonanza for at least you and me.